my name is The Bird Brain, and today we are still celebrating the release of Harmony 20 because it is amazing. So last time we talked about the drawing features, and today we are going to talk more about compositing and the node view. I know I was supposed to do that with Colin, but I'm gonna give him some shade again, and he's not available tonight, so it will go to next week. So let's jump to the interesting part, the new features. So the first set of features I'm going to show you have to do with compositing, so I will jump into my beautiful, well-organized node view. So one new feature that we have available is the snapshot button. So these two little buttons down here are very nice, because if you're doing compositing and you try different things with different nodes, sometimes you want to take a snapshot and come back to it later. All I have to do is click on the Take Snapshot button and go find transparency. And I'll just go here, and instead of 40, I'm going to set it to 0. So my gradient will be visible like that. And if I want to see how it looked before I changed that, I can just click on the little eye here to compare my two snapshots. And this is amazing for anyone who is doing compositing. The next new thing are two new nodes to do compositing with. So I'm gonna go get my display. And this is also a new feature. So now the display dropdown is in alphabetical order. It's a small thing, but it's a big thing in terms of productivity. So I can just go get my anim clean. So from now on, you won't need to go into the node library to go and get your nodes. You can just stay in the node view and press on enter, and this little amazing menu will appear. And if you know what you're looking for, it is so great. So of course, the node library is amazing because you can still see the description and stuff. So when you're starting out, you think the node library is actually pretty great. I still refer to it whenever I'm teaching because it's easier for me to see the definition of the different nodes. But when I'm doing stuff for me, I'm not going into the node library anymore. I am just typing directly what I want. And what I want to show today are two new nodes that has been highly requested by every compositing artist. We have the level, so color level here. This will allow you to change the color level of your image. You have different kind of input that you can change, so your gamma can change, you can change the black input of your image, and this can also be animated on a curve. And this is not the only thing we added. We also have a curve node, and the curve node, similar to the other one, has been highly requested by every compositing artist ever, and this is to correct the color of your layer using the curve. You can use it for the RGB channel, but you can also use it for the red, green, and blue separately to adjust your image. And of course, you can also animate it in your timeline. So the next tool I'm going to show you is the cable cutter. It is a tool that has been requested for ages, and it is finally here. So this little thing right here is the cable cutter, and if you click on it and you make a line like this, it's going to cut and disconnect every wire that it touches. And then our character is gone in a cloud of sparkles. But what if I separated these nodes and I want to go back? You can always Control Z. But the other thing that you could do is also just select a couple of nodes. And if you want to connect all these nodes to the composite here, you can take them. And if you press on Alt and click on the composite, they will be reconnected. This is so great! Another node that got some love for compositing is the color override. So in the color override, there is a new thing here. So you have either a color eyedropper and you have a pencil texture eyedropper. Another great thing that was added to Harmony 20 is color space management. So Harmony now supports color management for imported images, internal processing, displaying in the camera view, and for your final output. This can be set in the scene setting, so you can choose the color space that you want for your project. You can also change it from the render view in the drop-down menu right here. And you can also choose it from your video exports setting. If I go here, video export, you can also change the color management here. This is very great if you're trying to test your movie on different screen and different color spaces. Alright, so last but not least, I'm going to show you a very cool thing here with the node view. If I make myself a new composite and a bunch of new drawing layers, let's call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have our 10 new drawing layers. Of course, if I want to connect them all to this composite, I can just select them, press on Alt, and connect them. And if you want to organize them, you know in the past you could just select them and click on this little button, which would order the node view up. But that's kind of an old way to organize the nodes. Of course, it's space efficient, it's nice, but if you're trying to do a rig, it's not the best. And the best, of course, is always to put them side by side like that. And it honestly looks a bit stupid when I do it in all my videos. So now you can just take them, and right beside the older buttons, there's a new one. and it's called Align Nodes Horizontally. So of course, within the years, there's been a lot of homemade script that people would put on the internet for free that you could download, and that was very nice. But the problem is that sometimes they would crash, sometimes they wouldn't work with everything, and this one so far is the most stable that I've seen, and I think that's why it's finally in the software. I think there's been some trials and error in the past, but this one is very efficient. So it's better to use it at the root of your rig, or your scene. So when you have your layers like that, you just click here and it will align your nodes like that. So it looks like there is a lot of space in between the drawings, but if you consider that you will have like pegs on top of them and that you will also have deformers attached to each of them, having that space in between all the drawings is actually a blessing. So you won't need to manually replace them all the time. You could just use these nodes. You can even select a bunch of your nodes just like that, and it will organize them in a nice way, just like so. Pretty neat, huh? So I hope you had fun today and that this will help you in your production and in your learning. And I can't wait to see you again next week. Have a nice week.